How can you still continue to be an example of what a leader is even when your spouse stepped outside of your marriage? If you are someone that people look up to and suddenly you find yourself in an identity crisis, this video is for you, because when you are betrayed, it does not just shatter the trust in your marriage, it also shatters your self-confidence and identity. What may be happening right now is when everyone goes to you for advice and you give them advice, you begin questioning yourself whether you are in the position to begin even giving advice with your marriage being the way that it is. You begin to feel guilty for the decisions you make because you are not even currently trusting your own decisions in your life and in your marriage. And that is when the guilt can really start to pile up inside. But what I want you to remember is that betrayal just doesn't hurt emotionally. It attacks your sense of authority and identity. Now, one thing to be very aware of is your stress levels are already high right now. And on those days where perhaps you get into an argument with your spouse, you may try to overpower the pain with power, meaning you're going to try to push extra hard that day to accomplish things. You may be extra aggressive in your goals or extra aggressive perhaps with your colleagues, friends, or family members. But what can happen is that sense of authority, power, or control may feel like a false sense of confidence or self-control or power. But realize that what we are doing on those days, in those moments, are out of our character. And one thing I want you to remind yourself of is trying to overpower pain doesn't heal it. Now, remind yourself of what true leadership really is. You already know that being a leader isn't being perfect. Being a leader is not being fearless. Being a leader is being human and knowing that you are afraid and being courageous. One thing that I want you to do right now is get a note card or something where you can write this down. I want you to write it down and I want you to look at it and read it aloud every single day when you are doubting yourself. Leadership isn't about acting perfect, it's about staying courageous while being human. Now, here's another thing to be aware of that I do not want you to get yourself in the habit of, which is isolating yourself and just compartmentalizing all of your problems and just pushing through it. Right now, you may be in a position where you have so much going on in your life, but you do not want anybody to know anything, so you are hiding it all, or you're just not telling everyone, which is exactly your right. That is one thing I want you to be absolutely clear upon, is that your business is your business and everyone does not need to know what is going on. However, I will suggest this to you. Have a support system. Have people that you can be around that will be there to support you, that you do not have to perform in front of. You going around and having to be that leader for everyone and to show up consistently day in and day out while you have so much going on inside, yes, you are human. And so remember that everything that you are going through has its time and place. So allow it. Go to those people, talk to those people, find comfort and support with those people that you are close to, that you trust. One key point to remember is that what you are going through doesn't disqualify you from leadership. Now, how you are going to begin regaining your identity, or at least being comfortable with being a leader, or what we are going to go for is really being excited and inspired about being a leader again. Here's what we're going to do. Begin leading yourself and even your marriage in the recovery. So right now, I want you to recall all of the skills that got you to where you are at right now. Consistency, discipline, strategy, communication, planning, follow through, all of those skills that you have developed in your career, in your workplace, everything that you've adopted to grow your business the way that you have. What you are going to do is use all of those skills to apply to yourself in your recovery and in your marriage for for the recovery. What I want you to do is lead in exactly what you require. Right now, it is the time to let your spouse know exactly what and how you require to begin healing. Right now, what can happen is the pain, the anger, or even the resentment will stop us from asking our partner what we require because we want them to do all of the work to earn our love and our trust back. But if they're feeling confused about it and you know they genuinely want to try but perhaps require some assistance, then there's everything right with being a leader, being the leader that you are right now, and leading your unfaithful spouse. Now, leading yourself, are you being proactive in your recovery? What we were talking about earlier, having a support system. Are you going and are you talking to people around you that support you and that you can trust and that will give you the proper guidance? Are you getting enough rest? Are you getting enough sleep? What are you doing for yourself? Right now is not the time to neglect yourself and just keep on pushing past it. That's what you usually want to do as a leader, but right now it is not the time for that. Right now it is the time for you regaining who you are naturally in stepping back into that leadership role and leading yourself and your marriage. You do not need to wait to feel confident to act again. Confidence grows from action. If this betrayal has shaken your confidence, identity, or leadership, you don't rebuild that by pushing harder, you rebuild it with structure. I've created a $7 Rebuilding Yourself After Betrayal toolkit designed specifically for betrayed spouses to regain confidence, clarity, and direction. You'll find it in the link below.